Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Brendan, and I come to you today from the terrace on a bit of a cloudy day. I actually had to put another layer on. It's not a cool vibe. Anyway, well, it is a cool vibe, I suppose, but in a different way. I am the time and scent collector, and in this video, I'm going to show you what I believe to be the best fresh fragrance. So, I've got to be honest, I've been searching for this high performance, absolutely epic fresh fragrance for quite a while. Some of my particular favourites in my current collection are Fragrance de Bois London Spice. I really like that. Really classy, smooth, fresh fragrance. You cannot go wrong with that. I love Roger Elysium. Again, just unbelievable, iconic scent. Could be a signature scent, that one. So for me, those two are absolutely up there. But this one, I think I found absolutely competes with them, and it's not what you think it's going to be. It's a punchy, strong, high performance, lasts all day type of fresh fragrance that is different to what you're probably wearing at the moment. So let's get into the video. So quick watch check. I'm wearing the Squale Marine Militaire today. Something a little bit different, a bit bulkier, a bit more of a tool watch than my normal watch. But I love this watch. I picked it up a few months after going to the Watch Pro event in London, and it's a bulletproof dive watch, 500 meters, water resistant, and it's also an affordable, attainable watch. It cost me maybe £500 or £600, so not a cheap watch, but a really, really good quality one with a nice automatic movement. Gets the job done, doesn't it? And if you're not already, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm sharing basically daily stuff on there, like watch stuff, fragrance stuff, all that kind of thing, lifestyle. So come over and say hello, and we can connect and talk on that platform as well. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do hit the subscribe button. I saw on the channel the other day, something like 80% of people that are watching these videos are not subscribed. Why would you do that to yourself? Hit the bell icon, subscribe, and then you never have to miss another video. And I would really, really appreciate it too. So in this box is what I believe is the best fresh fragrance out there at the moment. And how do I know? Because I haven't actually unboxed this yet. I'm going to do this now. I've had a sample. I was in Harrods maybe 5 or 6 months ago, and they gave me this sample, and I used this sample, and then I've recently came across it again in my drawer, tucked away with all the other samples, sprayed it, and I was like, wow, where have you been all my life? So in this box, I placed an order for a 100ml bottle. I think it's in this box as well, but there's also some other goodies in here. So we're going to have a bit of a sniff session on all of this stuff. So let's get into it. So I'm going to use my Michael May Sheffield knife. This is a handmade knife, an artisan craftsman in Sheffield, Michael May. Love using this. My mother and father-in-law bought me this for my birthday a few years ago. Gets the job done, makes opening things a lot more satisfying, I have to say. So let's do it. Let's get into this thing. So I'm going to do this unboxing now. There you go. Like a knife through butter. So what have we got here? The number one fresh fragrance. Oh, this is nice. Comes in a nice sort of velvety pouch. It's quite a nice touch, and I'm going to reveal it. The brand is Goldfield and Banks, and the fragrance, are you ready for this? Is Ingenious Ginger. Now, here's the thing. I had a sample of this, and I've also had a sample of Louis Vuitton's L'Immensité, and that ginger note really pops on the fragrance, even on my skin, but on other people's. It really pops, that ginger note, giving unbelievable performance and freshness and invigorating sort of olfactory senses. It wakes you up, this fragrance. It puts you in a different state. And I got that exact same vibe with Ingenious Ginger, even actually a little bit better than L'Immensité from Louis Vuitton. We're going to spray this in a minute, but I'm telling you now, when I sprayed the sample of this, I got like 8 solid hours. And for me, there are so many fresh fragrances out there, but they don't deliver. They don't have the performance. If you spray a fresh fragrance at 10 o'clock in the morning and you go out, you kind of want to smell that thing at 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And most fresh fragrances, if you spray it at 10, it's like it's total skin scent and almost done by midday. This is very, very different. But there's also some other cool stuff in here, so let me show you. So I got a couple of samples, white sandalwood and wood infusion. So we're going to smell those. I also got, they were giving this away as a gift, this set, which is Silky Woods Elixir, Island Lush, Purple Suede and Silky Wood, not the Elixir. So we're going to have a little test of those. So we've got the full Goldfield and Banks experience here. And then I also got this thing, which is a really nice little bag. And then a Coast to Coast trio of perfume. So it's Pacific Rock, Moss, Sunset Hour and Bohemian Lime. So we've got a full session here on all of this stuff. So let's get into it, and let's get firstly into Ingenious Ginger, which I'm excited about. I haven't had this on my skin for a while, so I'm super excited, but I'm telling you now, the best fresh fragrance. And like the packaging, really comes across well. And they claim here the notes are Australian ginger flower, lemon, Italy, ginger, India, magnolia, China, jasmine, mandarin, sandalwood, patchouli, amber, musk, vanilla, and cashmere. So nice range of notes there. So let's open this thing. You cannot beat a good unboxing, can you? So comes in a nice sleeve here as well. And then really nice presentation here. I've never bought anything from this brand. So yeah, there you go. It's held in its little box here. And then it's got the card combining the science of Australia's most authentic native essences with centuries of French expertise in the art of perfume making. Our perfumes created in Australia are a quest for the ultimate Australian olfactory experience. Well, we will be the judge of that, won't we? So let's give this a spray. So it's not got a metallic cap, but not too fussed about that. I really like the presentation of this brand though, I have to say. Right, let's give it a good spray. Yes, love that. Super fresh, beautiful. Lovely, lovely fragrance, that. Really nice. I'm going to spray that on skin so I can give you some feedback as well. I'm going to go here. And then save some skin real estate for some of the other ones here. So what I'm getting, absolutely getting the ginger. And it really is a heady fragrance, this. It really lifts you. I think that's what it's about. Like even on a grey day like today, when you put a really good summer fragrance on, it should make you feel a little bit more summery, right? Yeah, so that's drying down, super fresh, but not super citrusy. Like it's saying it's got the lemon, the ginger, the magnolia, the jasmine. There is a spicy note in here for sure. And then that woody sandalwood is coming through as well. And I am a massive patchouli fan. It's subdued patchouli in this fragrance, but it is in there. It's not a Roger Apex. If you consider they're not in the same family, but if you consider this fragrance alongside, say, Apex, the earthy patchouli of that, but it still gives you that heady, state-changing, invigorating, we're ready for the day. This one is up there. This one would compete with Apex, but on a much sort of more naturally fresh, more citrusy focus than the classic, the masterpiece of Apex. Beautiful. That is really nice. The ginger's prominent, but it's now coming into a more smoother, woodier, muskier, ambery, dry down, but still very, very prominent, that ginger note. Love that. So let's move on. Can we get through all of these in this session? I honestly do not know. So I want to go through this one as well, which is the Coast to Coast collection. But firstly, I've heard so many things about this Silky Wood. So let's give this one a go. Silky Woods. I'm going to start not with the Elixir, with the standard one, let's call it. All right, so nice little tester. Get the card out. See what this has to offer here. Kind of making its way out. Okay, so actually a sweetness to that fragrance. I'm not sure exactly on the notes, but that is a touch. The opening is a touch sweet to really get me first and foremost, but it's pleasant. So let's put that one down for a second and go with the Elixir. I guess this is going to be more like woody, leathery, perhaps. It's a similar colour, in fairness. It's not got the darkness that you sometimes would associate with that type of fragrance. That's good. That's really nice. That's actually much more my taste, much darker, deeper, more ambery. This is actually much lighter now and less sweet. That sweetness has dropped a touch on the Silky Woods, and the Elixir, much darker. What is that note? There's something in that I can't quite make out. Dark and excessive Silky Woods. Elixir is a smoky reawakening of Australian eagle The woody and gourmand perfume is rich with luxurious intensity. I get that, but tell me the note. All right, so let's put those to one side for a second. And now let's go through these two samples, sandalwood and the wood infusion. Let's see what these have got to offer. So start with the sandalwood. Love a good sniff session, don't you? So this is Goldfield and Banks White Sandalwood. Now, why does that spray so much better than the other ones? That's just straight out. I'm not sure what's going on there. Very nice. That's really good. Really classic sandalwood, but light. Sandalwood, thyme. I think that's the note. There's a herbal element to this. And the rose, Turkish rose. It's a saffron Spain. I really like that one. Really good first impressions of white sandalwood. Let's have a quick sip of coffee from Café de Finca here in Barcelona. Coffee roasters from 2009, apparently. Now, let's go with wood infusion now. So this one is sweet orange, exotic woods, Italian iris, lavender, agarwood, musk. Great notes. I'm loving that. On paper, literally reading it, this sounds like just up my sort of street. I am a massive fan of Xerjoff's Richwood. I wonder if it can compete or compare with that. Okay, here we go. Very good. Lovely. So, on that note of Xerjoff Richwood, it is not as rich. I think Richwood has more cedarwood in it than this, but this is like a mid-range. It's not a dark wood, it's a mid. It's really nicely offset with that basil, that orange. So you wouldn't look at this and say this is an orange fragrance. You would say it's a lighter, woody fragrance, but it doesn't have that really richness of the Xerjoff Richwood. That's a lovely, lovely fragrance though. I would definitely wear that fragrance. I'm glad I've got a sample of that. I'm going to leave that one here. Great first impression. And then we're going to go to these two here. Purple Suede and Island Lush. I'm going to start with the Island Lush. Sandalwood South Pacific. So another sandalwood fragrance by the sounds of it. Let's see what this spray is like on this one. Exactly the same as the others. Okay. Interesting. So that one, what am I getting? It's woody, but there's a sort of depth to it and a powderiness to it. So when I compare that to the white sandalwood, much lighter, got more of a traditional classic talcum powdery note in this. The white sandalwood, the Island Lush, it almost got slight sort of oody, fractionally animalic note to it, but it's not a dark, oody fragrance. So it might be an accord of some kind that takes you that way, leathery with the sandalwood. Very interesting, that one. And then we're going to go purple suede now. Let's see. Suede I get, the purple, not sure. So let's go with the card. Very good. Okay. So definitely getting the suede note. The purple in there, does it give me any clues? It's lavender. There's a bit of a Tom Ford effing fabulous in this, but not as overt, not as strong, a bit more elegant, a little bit more feminine leaning this one, but absolutely unisex. I would definitely wear this. That's really good. Wow. So far, we've got some real belters here. The white sandalwood and the wood infusion, along with Ingenious Ginger, of course, which is drying down beautifully. Wow. Such a good fragrance. I'm telling you, you've got to smell this fragrance. And the great thing about this brand is they're really attainable. These are not hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I got this bottle of Ingenious Ginger for around about 130 or 40 euros, something like that, for 100 ml eau de parfum. So really, I think reasonable in today's market. So last but no means least, we're going to go through this coast to coast collection. So what you've got in here is Pacific Rock Moss, Sunset Hour and Bohemian Lime. And I got this one because I think they're 10 ml sprays, so they'll last a while. They're travel sprays. It talks about layering them, but I just wanted to sample and get a really good range from this whole brand. And I like good quality performance, fresh fragrances, just like this one. So I'm really hoping that these have got some really individual smells. And the names, I like them. Rock Moss, Bohemian Lime, love that. Sunset Hour, don't know what that is about, but anyway, let's unbox this and see what we've got. Again, really nice packaging here from Goldfield and Banks. Impressed with that. So We've got another funky, cool little box. I'm guessing that they're sort of standing up in here. One's nearly falling over. There we go. Isn't that nice? So I'm going to get 3 cards ready. I'm going to start with Pacific Rock Moss. Firstly, really nice travel size atomizers. Cap comes off. I've had similar from Roger Parfum. This sort of thing actually looks exactly the same construction. I wonder if there's anything there. So, first impressions of this one. Interesting. Very light, aquatic, slightly salty, slightly marine, citrus in there. Does it tell me the notes on this? Not really. Very pleasant, very unisex, really nice that. And that is eminently wearable in a sort of daytime, summery environment, outdoors, that kind of thing. Nice one, nice option that. Next, we're going to move to Sunset Hour. So I'm expecting this to be super citrusy, but I guess the sunset, you would suggest maybe there's a woodiness in it. I don't know, let's see. Definitely a depth to that. There's a fruitiness in that. I'm going to say a passion fruit or a mango, but it's mild. It's not overpowering herbivora type of fruit. Fruity notes for sure. Obviously citrus and a richness to this that accompanies the name Sunset Hour. It's almost like, you're getting ready to have a few cocktails or do some dancing or have dinner. You want something that's a bit heavier. It's certainly heavier than the Pacific Rock Moss. Yeah. Which is now actually drying down into a bit more of a punchier, fractionally peppery in the mid of that dry down. And then the final one is Bohemian Lime. I don't have a lime focused fragrance, so I'm quite excited by this one because I've seen like some of the old school brands like GOF Trumpet. I do love them, and they have limes in that. Some of the Taylor Old Bond Street, they have that kind of lime based fragrances, but then Tom Ford's put out the lime based fragrance. And I think lime is going to become a bigger focus in the fragrance world in coming months. I think the bandwagon is moving and people are jumping on. So let's see what this one's like, Bohemian Lime. That has a classicness to it. It almost could be a really smoothly blended sort of barbershop-y citrus, which I love, by the way. I love that fougere genre of fragrance. That's really nice. The lime is subtle, but it's punchy enough to be there. You can detect it, and it gives it a coarser citrus smell to it, as opposed to just your classic bergamot and orange and so on. I think that's really, really good. To me, actually, I would say that's the best of the trio for sure. So when I think about this and I think about all of these, I think where I would go with this would be Ingenious Ginger, Standout, absolutely excellent, fresh, gingery, long-lasting, high-performance summer fragrance, and strong enough to wear in the spring to almost reinvent summer if summer isn't quite where you want it to be. Like if you live in the UK, where I come from, for example. I think the Bohemian Lime is excellent. I think that's a really nice, good quality, really nicely blended citrus. And then I would say the wood infusion, that's excellent. And actually the white sandalwood, that's really nice. In the dry down, that's actually getting a lot more powdery and the white florals coming through. My gut feel is I would choose wood infusion over that. And in the dry down there, I'm now really getting that musky agarwood. Very nice. Really good fragrance that. So lots to choose from, but 3 standouts. And I want to just reiterate, could well be the best high performance fresh fragrance for me this year. Loving Ginger. It's up there in terms of performance with Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. Love this brand, love the presentation. Hope you enjoyed that. So that kind of rounds off the video for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Comment below if you've had experience with this brand, Goldfield and Banks, and which your favorites are from the brand. And also comment if you are loving a particular fresh fragrance at the moment, or you've got your eyes on a really prominent fresh fragrance that you want to share. I really appreciate that, and we can have a discussion. So if you like your fragrances, if you like your lifestyle and watch content, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you do not miss another video. Got some interesting partnership and interview stuff coming up as well with some boutiques and brands that I think you're going to really, really enjoy, all in the coming months and weeks. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again.